Hello, everybody. Sorry for the little delay, but it wasn't planned, but it is what it is. Decided coming in to pop up here, talking about twin flame as a journey to your oneself. Discussions, talks that we did, and also helping you about this. Um, in the terms of energy, if you look at it in the journey, the energy is coming to you from another person, and that energy is beginning to work in you, begin to work from within yourself to improve you, to find the things inside of you, to find the one self, which is you. um, Talking about that through our conversations here, it came out the situation is like, I feel this energy. I feel like he may be this, he may be that, he may be this, he may be that. But it's missing the guts. It's missing this power to go ahead and talk about that important things as a twin flames. And all of a sudden, a lot of what we discover it is that is there is a lack of fulfilling your purpose, your destiny. This is why a lot of the people who staying within the twin flames journey in there and not progressing is because of stuck. My twin flame, my this. I know you guys not hearing this for the first time, but tonight we are going to be talking a little bit more in depth. We're going to dive underneath of the energies. We're going to be talking about that this purpose that you have in you as a twin flame, you to develop inside of you. You to use these energies to develop yourself, because when you're not beginning to develop yourself, okay, those energies they're underneath, they're telling you you cannot finish your journey, which is your primary missions, and then you attach the journey to the person instead of working on yourself, and then that turns to a drama, to a trauma, to hold on in your life. And all of a sudden, you internally inside of yourself, as a person, as a journey of a oneself, in there, you're not working it in there, and you are not happy. You're not happy because you're holding on to someone who does not want to work with you, someone who does not want to fulfill the part of this finishing and completion of that journey as a energy, as a position, as a knowledge, as a parts in there. So that was the introduction. And Lorna, hey Lorna, hi. Thank you for coming in. Giving the mic to you that we have that discussion today.
Hi Lorna, hi Erika, good to see you again. Yeah, I think there were a lot of misconceptions that they come because people still see the twin flame as their journey in this kind of like a hybrid mode, that you and me and my twin flame, like you and your twin flame. And honestly, there is a big power that comes when you start recognizing that this is your journey. It's just maybe you were involved in this kind of like a couple type of connection because you have it requires two people to get ignited. But then, since the moment of separation or any situation may be that the bubble love is not anymore there, maybe the person rejects you, maybe you just stop communication. That's the moment that you cannot put any expectations of how it will evolve. It will be just okay, whatever, however it just evolved. I'm just responsible for taking my part of the journey. I don't put any expectations. I leave this person free. I'm just focusing on myself. Even you can try to, if it helps to you, you can explain, okay, I take responsibility for our journey as a twin flame dynamic disconnection. But just don't focus on what other person is doing, because it's the moment that you can disconnect, you see yourself, like the only thing you have to do, not work for someone, not to wait for someone to do their work. You're on your own. And it's just the more you focus on your spirituality and your personal journey, you will see that you become less and less attached to the person itself. You don't You don't care what the person is doing. You kind of accept that we are all free here, and it's just we can choose to evolve. And it's just, it goes on this more on the soul level. Like some souls are maybe made to progress further or faster. For some souls, they will be more stuck. But you have a choice. It's not always comfortable, but it's, the moment you realize that this is your responsibility and journey to progress as fast as you can by removing this emotional detachment and just not treating that personally, but more from the spiritual point of view, from this bigger picture, that can help you to maybe get this bigger understanding that it's not only about having human experience on emotional level. It's just your soul is giving you opportunity to grow. But there's a couple of tests that come with that, because you need to understand that it's, in the end, it's all about enjoying this experience on a human level, but not getting stuck with that in the suffer cycle. That, this, it comes from this misunderstandings regarding the twin flame dynamics, that we are just one couple, and then no matter what happens, if it works, doesn't work, doesn't matter, cause you pain, you're stuck because it's you and your twin flame. So it's just a little bit of changing of mindset.
Okay. Erica, hi. Susan, glad to see you here. Glad to see you that you're here. CC, hey, glad to see you. Once I recognize everything in separation, what specifically do you mean? Develop and grow yourself. Energy will not be done by that. Universal, what does go on with yourself mean? Okay, separations. What is that about? We're talking about that without separations, it is about you to build your own self. Because the separation is cause of lack of growth, personal growth. I still depending on this person. I'm still attaching to this person. But also, if you take a look within that, you're not. It's not about only that you don't work on yourself. You don't recognize this pattern that maybe you hold on to a person who cannot be hold on to it. You don't know that. And also there is a lack of freedom and internal peace and happiness with this. And let me explain what this is. When you let it go of that person, okay, during the separations, you personally free yourself up. And that freedom leads you to your internal happiness by understanding that with or without it, the happiness depends on me. I can let this person, if he is the one, he is going to be recognized the same thing. And if he's meant to be, he's going to give me the freedom. That freedom actually, it frees up the tensions, guys. That the tensions, they are within the connections that cause the separation. To heal that, you're going to be tested on this. Are you angry? Are you agitated? How are you reacting on this? And how you go in there. Talking about everything in there within you is within you. That everything in a quotation mark. CC, thank you for the beautiful question. Talking about that during all that everything is you. You are the twin flame on the personal journey development as a twin flame personality. You uniting in yourself the divine feminine, divine masculine, so you know the both of them. And when you know both of them, when a time comes in, you don't want in your relationship drama, trauma, anger, aggravations, closing. You want the love that lasts forever and the peace. Because you don't want to be in a relationship that causes you the drama. You always have to watch out. You always have to be in this. You always have to have intensity. If you have intensity within your connections, that means that if something is not working right. Because the intensity from a gravity standpoint, those are the two magnets that you're trying to force to put it together. You can't. The force is pushing them back because it's not natural. But when the magnets are putting together when they're supposed to be, they just match. They just comes in and they just, and you're gonna feel it like glue. You're gonna feel like welded or however you want to put it. Like two pieces are coming into together. So what I specifically mean by develop and grow yourself, you develop and grow yourself to remove your red flags. You not anymore. You just stay personally from away from drama. Somebody brings you drama, you stay away from the drama. If somebody brings you this anxiety, these depressions, these situations within you, you don't deserve it. He came here to enjoy the life in peace and happiness. So if something interrupts your peace and happiness, that means it's not for you. And the moment you recognize that that distortion of that energy destroys the happiness and the life within you, you begin to stay away. You basically eliminate it to engage within those energies. What's left? The love, the internal peace inside of it, the unconditional love that you begin to feel, and the understanding of you developing yourself as a that energy, as this vibrations and emotions that it doesn't matter what, all depend first within you. Whatever you've been seeking from other person, you develop it within. And that's what it is, this personal development. Energy will not be gone by that. The universal that goes within yourself. The energy is presented. And most of the people, they don't look the people as the energy. No, they look at it as a object. And what I'm talking about object is like my twin. When you say my twin, what is it coming into your mind? When you say mine, like they belong with you, they're like you treat them as an object within yourself. They're your twin because they choose it to it. And you're gonna learn that inside of you, you begin to be with the divine in your connections there. So this is why the universe is like, if this person is not for you, you can try as much as you want to. I'm not going to give it to you because I know something that you don't know, that this person cannot lead you to graduate in your journey. You have to develop yourself because what you are, that's what you're attracting. If you are missing something from within you, you're going to attract a person who is missing something. It's the same thing with that. That will lead to a trauma or a trauma bonds. While one person who's been donating in our work, he's complete, he can get it. You are attracting the person that the universe comes in and says, like, okay, here is now you can fulfill your purpose as it would feel like your purpose as an energy that came into this world to change. You understand, you will finding this gravity that puts the people together.
I can maybe comment more on this energies, and like they won't be gone because the energies are all around. It's just if you have some resistance because of some projections or some agendas because you want to do things your way, I think that's how you can block these energies and block the natural flow. I think the whole, not only twin flame experience, but the whole journey is just, it's a lesson of patience and it's a lesson just to go with the flow. However, how many experiences you're supposed to experience here in this lifetime, whether it starts as a catalytic experience or twin flame connection, the whole lesson is just to learn to accept the current state and just make a peace of whatever the situation may be. I mean, sometimes it's like, okay, that you had this bubble of faith that brings this healing to you because your soul needed that. Like at this current moment, you needed to have this deep soul connection to realize that maybe your karmic situation is not serving you anymore. So based on what I was talking to people, we were talking to people, it looks like for some people the twin flames are or catalysts, they come to free themselves, just to be like a final push to stop doing some, maybe stop some connection that is not serving them anymore. But people cannot accept for a reason, like they just have this detachment that if something good comes to your life, that it's supposed to stay forever. Like it's not like, it's maybe this more deeper understanding from the spiritual perspective that it's like everything is changing and everything is temporary. It's just learning to navigate this flow and just to open your eyes, maybe that as a soul experience here on earth, you will have multiple soul experiences brought by several, however many you need to have people in your life, because every connection is supposed to bring some kind of a healing until you're able to gather as much of this lost pieces of your soul that you are having, or you lost somewhere on the way. That's how I see it. Something to add?
So beautiful when you have someone who understands the journey. And when we're talking about these lost pieces, as Paulina said, those lost pieces is within you. You're just seeing a person who's remind you about what you're missing from within yourself. So you look at it, the missing of those energies of the person who are you, and the soul connections inside of you, you are touching into to them. You're actually working with their energy that you saw within you. But anytime you work with that energy, you're connecting to them. And this is why sometimes the people they ask me, Dio, what is going on with this? I see the messages clearly. I look at the energies clearly. I feel the energies on the 5D. I do what I'm supposed to be in the 5D. And on the other side, there is no actions. What is this, Dio? Why did this not it? Your 5D is your personal from within yourself, with the energy that left from the ignition, from the experience of what you need to work on yourself, not the person. And this is why when you send the letters, they never respond. This is why when you ask him about something, accountability of some situations, they're running away. This is why there may be situations like they text you and says like, I want to meet you in 3 months, no response from them when you write them. Why? Because they only have a certain energy. They cannot pass this threshold to be truthful with you. And if they're not truthful with you, what is it going on within you, within your journey? And you're stuck to someone who cannot continue with you on that journey. And sooner or later, the journey is going to push you. You may be going to get off of the twin flame path, and all of a sudden you're going to be come back, but with totally different understanding, because the soul said, listen, you came here to complete this journey on your own, independently. So when you are in an actual relationship, you're not to be the codependent. You're not to be this distort energy. You do not to have this. You're experiencing the state of love forever. Because this is what you're going to see, to be happy, to have that beautiful love. You to get in there. But how can you get it there? You can receive it from someone who does not have it from within. So in order to reach within the person who has it from within, you have to attract it. How are you attracting it though? You become the attraction. You don't look for the people. You allow the things to attract to you. And that's how the universe sees, okay, this energy is ready, this energy is ready. I'm going to create the meeting. And now they're already there. And that's how the divine brings you to the front of the gates of the truth, the gates of the paradise in there. You stay there and they know what to do with you. But this continue, this is a self journey. All right, Crystal, hi. You wrote something, but you retracted.
It was about some connection issues.
Oh, connection issues. Okay. Cici, can I feel disconnected within my soul? You can be disconnected from within your soul if you pay too much attention on the material, the ego, and the so on in there. But really, in reality, you can't disconnect it of what you are. You may be not looking at it. You don't want the input of the soul, because the input of the soul pushing you to do a certain inner work, and you kind of like a zipping up that voice. But the more you zipping up the soul, the more the soul is going to scream at you. And this is why some of the people have um, this kind of like a internal conflict that could turn to a personality disorder, by the way, because they don't want to listen to that voice, because it's abandoning in there. But talking about the imaginary things, people can do imaginary things. People always can imagine, but the imaginations is the one that can actually lead to inventions you're creating in there. But imagining on the base of illusions, that is a distorted energy. And we're talking about that illusions are determined by you see your own actions with the actions of your partner. That's how that goes with this.
No, but that can be also this situation that, for example, on an energy level or gravity level, astrogravity level, the energies are kind of focused on a 3D, that you may see that your life is pushing you to maybe step out from the spiritual side because you need to see how it is, to see how much growth you've done, just to be disconnected from this guidance, divine guidance or universal guidance, because we experienced that a few times that they seem to be silent, and it's just okay. It's not like you're disconnected, it's just, I think it's like a time for you to test yourself and maybe to show you that you can still do things on your own, because I realized that for some people who go into the spiritual journey, they would like to be guided by hand all the time, although it was the case, like they were able to live like normal life, for example, before their spiritual awakening. But once the energies came into them, they see, okay, it's easy to live with guidance when you every step on the way you're getting the steps and signs and synchronicities, but you can get dependent on that, and instead of progressing, you will be getting like a step back. So from time to time, you have to have this disconnection moments to maybe appreciate this guidance, but that's the case, but also just to give you the sense that you're still in control. It's not like you're becoming a baby and you're guided by the energies, and you still are responsible for your journey. So it's just, this is like probably some other processes that are happening when you're getting disconnected. But there is a reason for that. Maybe you are too much into spirituality and you have to bring balance on your 3D situation. That's also.
See, talking about this imbalance, you're going from the one extreme to the another. And when you go to the one extreme to the other, what do you do with that? You go up one day and down the next, up day, down. Where is your happiness with you? And the stabilizing of those energies within you is all depending of your psyche, how stable you are within your psyche there. Um, Talking about Sisi says it has been 4 weeks of sadness in folk now. The folk has been coming. The folk is going to be ending when Neptune turns direct. It's going to go away. We had that folk last year, folks. I talked about that folk last year. Astrology wise, that folk comes in because the fogginess is you looking at into the shadow, into the darkness. You need to clear it. That's what the retrogrades are. You're looking at the things that you're missing, the sign that you not saw, the situations that you didn't see, the things that you don't look from within yourself. And that fogginess has been for a while, and it's going to be coming. But the more clear you become within yourself, first, the more clear you're going to become within your connection. It despises the challenges, but within the challenges, you need to understanding that the challenges, they're here for you to grow, because nothing grows in a comfort. But despite of all this, when you reach to that personal development level, you're gonna be able, despite the challenges, You're gonna go through them, but you go through them with love. You go through them with understanding. You go through them with peace. It doesn't matter what the challenges are, because you know the challenges they came in. It is what it is, but you have to maintain the peace. The peace in you reflects the peace within your partner, and then the collective peace turns to love. Beginning of that understanding, guys, that's what it's coming. So astrology wise, things is going to be cleared. We are going right now into the Scorpio season. We're going to go. It's going to be interesting energies, a lot of purging. And I said last year to the people, if you didn't purge things now, you're going to be dealing next year. But there is always going to be a next year. If you're not dealing with this shadow side this year, oh, well, you're going to be dealing next year, and the next year. It's going to be a Scorpio seasons. Okay? So, all right. And Nadia Yoga. Hi, I would like to know if you two have healed, which one of you bears the sadness?
This is this power that you start recognizing that you don't want to bring anything to your next connections. That you had this somehow weird dynamic with that person, your twin or catalyst, and it was not working. And the more you start working on yourself, you recognize how many bad things are there. That this is not balanced. This is not healthy relationship. And maybe on my personal example, like when the separation happened, of course, like there's sadness, there is this lower states, but then you start working on yourself. And one idea I had for myself for this separation phase, like what I'm supposed to do at this time, I kind of made the promise to myself just to make myself the partner that I wish another person to have. That was my guideline. I wanted to become a person who will bring nothing but the good things to the relationship. Because I want to be someone who deserves that. Like that's what I wanted to represent with myself. And I kind of put it as my goal for that. Like I won't be stopping for relationships until I feel like I'm the perfect in my sense. I have a vision for a perfect partner. Let me become this person. That's who I want to become. And until that, like I just kind of realized that it will be keeping me busy enough. And it was just once you start doing your work, you will recognize how many things you can just improve in yourself. And it's not just to seek never-ending healing. It's more I'm enjoying improving myself. I can see the value. I can see that I'm becoming happier. But just to set some standards maybe for yourself to see, okay, I always wanted to be this kind of person. Maybe I can become one. But then it's just, of course, because you want to bring that to a relationship, to the next connection that you can have.
Talking about healing, we healed a lot of stuff, and a lot of the stuff, the healing that it's coming, and as a process, the basic healing will be done. There's always going to be some little bit of what I call leftovers of things that you need to look, but they're going to come into the journey. But you're looking at more like leftover memories of healing and so on. The sadness will comes in. There is a old sadness of your old self, maybe comes in a trigger, but there is going to be a different power of sadness in there that the world can become a better world, because you experiencing what the world can be, you understanding of what can we do together, the universal principle in there. What can we build together? What can we achieve together? What can we get with these energies together? To some of the people who graduate, they know, they understand those energies there. But talking about this, there is going to be a power within yourself that actually is going to lead you going forward. You to fall forward. You to go ahead and move with this, because the journey is calling your name. And when you graduate within this class, this journey of the twin flame, you're getting in there, you're going to get the partner that is there. but who knows who is your twin flame? When you these positions, when you are not healed, you are not getting there, you have the distorted energies within yourself and so on. And you're wondering, this is my twin flame. You got no confirmations on it. And I stated before, who confirms who is your twin flame as most of you understanding in there? Divine. Divine confirms it, and the person confirms it. But if the person doesn't work with you, divine doesn't confirm it, what do you need to do? Work on your personal journey. It's in there. So yeah, there is a sadness that the world can be much better. We can achieve much better as a community with that. But most of the people don't work on a personal level. And that not working on the personal level, it is affecting the collective work. Because if you look at it, the collective work is your teamwork with another person. If you're not ready for that collective work, you're not. But when you see what is the ability, capability, and what can we do, and that the possibilities are endless, because the divine is there that tells you how can fix this, and that, and so on. When you get these downloads, when you have these beautiful connections, when you're experiencing the connections in that. And this is what sometimes this sadness energy can actually make it forward. At least that's what for me it is in there. Tries me to giving you more, guys, because we know how it feels on the other side. All right, Andrea, hello and happy Halloween. Oh my God, Halloween. Ooh, 31st of October. Giuliano, hey, thank you. Thank you for coming in, brother. When did the CC, when did the Neptune energy change the fog? We'll look at it today. I not precisely know the date. CC, when it turns into direct motion. But we are currently experiencing Pluto is going to be transforming pretty soon. And with that, things is going to become more clearly with that. Currently, all these transformations is just kind of like a stuck in there. And you will see the energies pretty soon. It's going to get clear. They're going to get clear. But talking about Venus is also coming out of its own shadow, the love. So that can clear some portions of that shadow as well. So this is coming in the next 3 days. You're gonna feel it within the next 3 days how this energy is changing. Lorna, I purged a lot of emotions. They felt very real, but I understand it was the final let go and tied to the past. I was tested and choose myself over everything and everyone. I'm feeling so much in peace. Amen. You choose yourself. That's it. You show up to the world and to a partner and to your kids and to everyone around it that you mature. That's what the spiritual maturity leads you to choose yourself, but not in an egoistic base of point of the ego. Look at me who I am, look at what I show, look at what it is, and so on. Thinking about yourself only. It is about you to do the work from a spiritual situations itself. You choose on the basis of a soul yourself, not the ego. That is the most beautiful gift you can do.
And that's a template. That's what we have to show. That you always start with just fulfilling yourself. You cannot put yourself somewhere aside. But I have a sense that there was a lot of purging happening all across. So it's just this purification, clarification, upgrades, updates. But that's good. And I think releasing emotions and then crying, even like I can see that CC commented like this is all like a clearing. And I remember like I was crying a lot during this purification processes, because those emotions were trapped probably from the past. How many years? Who knows? But it's all, whichever way the energy wants to come through you, over you, out of you. I think it's all good. Like, you just, at some point, you're just getting in this observant state and appreciate, because at any time it happens, there's always something for you that comes, and you can sense that you just get stronger after all of this first purification, and then you get some upgrades. It's always better.
Especially when we're walking around the town, you see purification street name on it. You know you're purified more and more. Talking about this crying, the crying is more about, you can cry from the pain of the things that you did not know all of a sudden. You can cry as a purging from it. You can cry from happiness. But all the crying it is about within the emotions, you to release that from within you. For it. Is it crying is a feeling? Crying is a form of expressions of feeling, depends on what you feel. You may feel sadness, you can cry out of sadness. You may feel love, you can cry in the base of love. You can cry of happiness. If you've been going to a very kind of like a romantic movie, and then the lovers finally they get together and they have this happiness, and your tears is coming in there. Okay, that is this expressions. That's what the crying is. It's the expressions. But if you cannot cry out anymore, if you don't dare it there, if you block your emotions in there, what is it going on? We have a lot of divine messages coming. So, Cici, I just know something big is coming soon. They won't let me see it, but I feel it. I hate the silence. It's called surprises, Cici. The surprises are coming. The universe says it's time to fix things, time to put things in there. And this is why also that when there is a silence from above, guess what? Teacher disappear when a student is ready. Are you ready? Right? When the teacher is silent during the test, are you ready? So there's a lot going on behind the background. Reading the energies from underneath is more important. But that isn't what holiness. Being an observer. Before you create actions, you begin to observe what if this happens? What if that? What if the other side? And then you see the complete picture. And it's like, okay, my complete picture is the peace. I will see this situation, so I cannot solve it that way, and I cannot solve it this way, because it doesn't depend on me. It depends on somebody else. All I have to see is what these situations depend out of me, asking out of me, what is it choosing me? And then that observer mode is pushing you back within your spirituality. It's beautiful. All right. Any more questions you guys have? I don't see some questions coming. So I don't see it there. So talking about this journey, don't abandon yourself by you thinking about this person you are connected with it. There is also self-abandonment with that. You focus on that person, you're not focused within your journey, and when you're not progressing within your journey, you're not happy. Progress in your journey on your own. You are a twin flame in you. And what I'm talking about, you are a twin flame in you. This is the reason why you're learning the divine feminine and divine masculine, and you set your own standards. I need this, this, and this. I I get this and this and this. I'm evolved to these positions. I got into this place. I deserve this happiness. I don't deserve this drama. I don't deserve this trauma. And then, while working on all this, you are removing all those energies, all those understanding, all those paradigms in there that they are preventing you from being happy, being loved.
Something to add, maybe over this silent periods when you don't have any feedback from above, like you may, the only messages you may be getting is stay put, just keep the patience, and just probably there is something else that you should do meanwhile, maybe sorting out your 3D situation, or as we were discussing, like some kind of a test, and just to see, okay, you've learned something and how can you put that into actions. Maybe there is some decision you have to make or some move you have to make. So I think it's those moments of silence, just to train, not to like hate it, I saw you quoted, but just treat it as a part of experience too, because it's like you cannot be all spiritual all the time. Like you have to have a balance between different things. And if you would be in this state of comfort all the time, like it wouldn't get you to this higher states, like it wouldn't get you thinking or just maybe looking for some other options. So I think that's this discomfort is some always triggering some changes in you, because it's like you feel disconnected, like you don't know what's going on. And I can see some confirmations for family and Sagrada Familia. So that's, thank you, Lorna.
Yeah, this was a very good point. This, how to explain this silence, because also within the silence is like, you guys know everything. You're free to do what you have to do. We're just allowing you to do. You're free in the paradise. You can do what you have to do. Just don't go to that tree. Okay? You're free to develop. You're free to do this. You're free to get in that. You're gonna feel these energies in the silence. But that is the silence is also when you reach the state of the inner peace, when nothing interrupts anymore your inner peace, you're gonna be feel awkward. I used to be, all the time within the pressure, so about the thinking of the stuff. Now I'm in this state of inner peace, and it's like, is everything is okay? Divine, would you say something? And Divine said, like, oh well, you finished your job, so enjoy the peace. You reach that state of peace. Like, what do you mean? You're gonna feel awkward at some point on that silence. So look at what the silence is. The silence could be so many things inside of you. It all depends how you translate it with yourself as a silence. Okay, if you are codependent of all the time, guidance, I need guidance from the divine, and so on, so on, so on. The guidance from the one time is going to stop. It's like, okay, we give you all the guidance, you have not done any inner work. Why should we give you a guidance? For example, you look inside of yourself, but it's still your journey. Your journey is moving. Your journey, if you do your work and you understand, twin flame is you. You become the twin flame first. That's all I have for you guys.
There are no questions.
Well, there's no more questions. If you want anything to add,
No, I think that was a quick message. Nothing comes through right now, so it was quick. We don't want to keep repeating the same message, but maybe we have to. It's just really focusing on your part of the journey, because if it helps you to see it that way, just imagine this person who is your twin flame or catalyst, he stepped out of the journey. The moment he says or she says, I'm done, like I have nothing to do with that, I don't want that, I don't accept, we are not together, we are not in a relationship, I'm not interested, anything of that sort, just treat it as this person has a freedom of choice, and he said or she said, I'm done with the journey. So you just take responsibility if you want to see it this way, just imagine yourself, you're taking responsibility for the journey, and you want to complete it on your own, if that helps you to understand. The bigger picture is you don't have to have anyone else on your journey. It's all like we are just separate beings. We are just on this journey on our own. We just somehow we were supposed to get ignited by experience with another human being. Maybe that's it's many ways to experience to explain this journey. So we may be trying to explain that from different perspectives because there's so many explanations on that, but treat it as whatever resonates with you. The only main point is just to really see yourself, and this is the only responsibility for you to have for yourself. You're not responsible for this other person you had in a connection. You cannot make them grow. You cannot make them choose you or choose the journey. It's just we cannot control those things. This is like this natural flow of life I was mentioning. You just have to learn by increasing in your spiritual awareness, just to realize that really the whole art of life here is just learning how to go with this flow and be okay. If the universe doesn't want you to be with this person, okay, let's go and let's see what else is for me. Because the way I understand, whatever's not for you, it's not gonna come. It's not gonna last. It will just disappear or will not work. Those things that are meant for you are supposed to be smooth and fun. That's my view on that.
All right. Okay. Alrighty. Thank you both. Your guidance is very helpful. Sisi's, there is a rumor called or a street called Lily in Spain. Probably there is a street. I don't know about room.
There were lilies in the church today.
Yeah, there was a lilies in that church today that we see. But probably there is a street named Lily or something. Yeah. Giuliano, so what's the point if you cannot be with your twin flame? The point of not being with your twin flame is about you to mature, Giuliano. Okay? If you think that you're a twin flame in there, if you free them up and you let them go, when they come back, there goes. But if they don't come back, if they're not rooted for the divine to be as a twin flame, if the divine knows that this person is not good for you, they're only telling you here what you need to learn. You have to learn to mature. Because with you trying to be with this person there, you begin to change. It doesn't matter if you're with the person or not. Take a look at your journey. Without opening of your soul, your spirituality helps you to become the better masculine and feminine energies in you. Better understanding for the masculine and feminine energies with you. And this is what the community is stuck, because they're treating the twin flame as a relationship. Guys, over the time, you're going to learn it's not a relationship. Even though that back in the days we were talking about, even personally me, I'm not deleting those videos in there. They are actually the history of evolvement. So I'm not deleting them. But we're talking about it right now is about to be properly understand. The twin flame energy comes to you to become the twin flame. And when you become the twin flame, then you'll find the twin flame. You want you want this love forever. You have to build the love forever. You want to become this masculine energy inside of you. You have to know the feminine energy, that it's worth it to be with you as a divine masculine. You want to be a this divine feminine that wants to have the man next to it, man who understands your soul, your needs, your situations, cares for you. Guess what? You need to understand the other side. And that's what that is. So you may be not feeling like success within the journey. What you don't see is your soul evolution as a progress within the journey that you did on your own by you trying to improve yourself, you're trying to change yourself because of them, you're trying to uh, did the right things from it. You, like, I haven't seen this, I haven't healed this, maybe it's that, and that's what triggers. But what is this? Personal journey. When you look at it in there, when you get in it into that, you'll understand that, oh, it was about me to mature in spirituality, preparing me for the right situations with me. I to have this, uh, develop these energies of truly who I am. When you develop in there, you understand, Juliana, about what is the point if you cannot be. The point is, you don't see the point because we're always seeking our point. Our point. Oh yeah, she to be with me, she's mine, and so on and so on.
Right.
You know what this is? To some of the people, that is a codependency. But when I know that she's with me, okay, and I give her the freedom, and she chooses me every day, every morning, and I choose her every day, every morning. You want to experience in the love forever? You want to find it, that love forever. But you have to go through this in there because the freedom is love. You give freedom to your partner, but you also have the freedom to you in there. And then there is no obsessive love. There is no this distort energies love.
But you know what I just realized? Maybe that there is a confusion because maybe through all this misunderstandings, there is this vision that, every twin flame connection have to be successful, and the success is determined whether or not you stay with the same person that ignited you. And I think that's maybe a little bit of even confusion for everyone because people want to maintain, do whatever it takes to keep the person with themselves. But it's not about that. Like I think we were mentioning about that in one of our videos, but the success of a twin flame journey, it's on your individual level. If person that walks away from you, it's not your failure. You don't have to keep them like on a leash, you let people free. If you're able to achieve this peace within the connection, however road it's gonna take, maybe you will have to make a peace with it even though you're neighbors, or maybe you just have to lose a connection with that person. This is your success if you're able to maintain this state of peace no matter the circumstances, even if it means stepping out of the love that you felt for the person. So it's just accepting that you're not controlling that. It's just you just have to be in a state that you accept those situations that come to your life as it is and be okay with you. Like, this is not your failure. That was just universal plan to set you up with this person, maybe for a month, maybe 3 months, then walk your way. You don't know what's coming next, but when you're getting clear sign and you objectively see your connection, it's not working, it's not healthy relationship, it's one-sided. Step away from it. There's nothing wrong. It's just the whole success is it's just to choose whatever works for you. Not if you have enough respect for you to see this is not the relationship I want for myself. I would rather be with a person, completely another person that gives me the love, gives me the respect, and gives me the clarity for the connection instead of breadcrumbing and maybe replying, maybe reaching out to me whenever they are reaching out. I don't know what this is so random, but just I think this is big part to redefine the whole concept of like twin flame success of your twin flame journey.
Your success of twin flame journey is you.
Mm.
The moment you understand this is you. If you change for a better life, if you have a better quality of life in your personality, within your spirituality, with everything, that person just comes in to give you an example. They maybe have a bad behavior, they maybe have this, they may be a great person. Maybe you are not the great person. With all these triggers, it is you to go on this journey in there within yourself. But that self-respect and soul is you put the value within yourself as a soul, as energy, as a journey, as a part of the divine within, divine plan within yourself. We're not talking about this self-egoistic thing. It's only about me. I want my twin flame to be with me. I want him or her to do this and this for me. That's ego. When we're talking about when you find a self of value inside of yourself as a soul and a soul connections, you will see things that you have not seen before. You will understand why the universe removes that person from your journey, because that person cannot continue with you. And they don't bring value to you. They don't bring you the peace. They don't bring you the love. They don't bring you anything in there. They take in from you. And they just give you a little crumbs, like Karina said. But you have to see you, how beautiful you are. And strive for that beautifications inside of you. The person who is that love. Because what you're striving for about this love is you. You do have that love. You deserve that. Can you tell to yourself that you deserve that love? Then become that love. And that love you're meeting out there is going to come to you sooner or later. But you hold on to one person who does not even want to give you that love in the first place. They don't understand that love, even if they're living with you, because you are getting in there. You're living there. Guess what? Sooner or later, that connection is gonna, as Mel said, kakapukuti. Why? Because they don't understand the spiritual value of the connection. And the universe is helping you there. With it. There has been this misconceptions about the journey. The journey is going to get better once you understand this. Once you get it, you free yourself up. You're free to develop yourself. You're not depending on some crybaby to go ahead and work with you. You are now mature spiritually within yourself. You develop yourself as divine feminine and as a divine masculine inside. You understand the both sides of the divine feminine and masculine, and now you are standing on your truth. You're not seeking for a person. You basically go out to the divine. It says, like, divine, it's all yours. I don't have preferences. I graduate. Thank you for leading me to understand this. You heal codependency, you heal the personality situations, you heal this, and this, and so on. But those are going to be the things inside of it. So, yeah. Julian, are you retract the message? I didn't saw it. No, right there at the bottom. Erica, I'm listening on the beach. There is a walking a guard with your union on his t-shirt in front of me. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm walking very happy, but because of myself. Exactly, because of yourself. You make yourself happy. Because you understand happiness first become from within you.
I think it's There's a comment from Cici.
Oh,
What you
okay.
just said, Paulina. If they say they don't want to have anything to do anything with
And
it hurt the other. How to deal with that pain? I think it's you have to answer to yourself, like, why would you give yourself the pain? Like, why do you accept the pain? Like this, I think this is like, if you value yourself enough, you will just walk away from it, from something that is not serving you. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Um,
yeah, it's interesting because actually then it's leading into why would you be in pain when someone's rejecting you? So you have fear of rejections. So you have to work within yourself of the fear of the rejection. So you should be thankful when someone comes to you and they say, listen, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. You should be thankful about that because in some of the connections, there is no closures. You give them a letter and for 4 or 5 months, 6 months, they don't reply anything to you. They just little by little by little, they just like the attentions from you, which is they feeding on your energy. That's it. It's much more better to have that clear rejections instead of being in this hold that either they don't move because they have a lot of fears within them, but they prevent you to move forward with your journey. So if you get in this pain of clear rejections, you should be happy because clear rejections is much better than a this immature playing players and so on toxic relationships. Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe we can just keep being friends. I don't know my feelings. I don't know my situations. I mean, yeah, well, we can talk, but you apply there and you're waiting for 2, 3 months and there is nothing from them. 6 months later, you get a text message, oh, hey, how are you? All of a sudden, they're thinking about you. Why? They're missing the energy feed from you. Clear rejections is 100% much better, which is the divine is telling you here. That person said no, you should listen to it. Go and move on. I talk about this final let go of the twin flame. If somebody doesn't want to work with you, here, baby, God take it away. But you trust the divine. It may sound strange for you, but I always trusted the divine into the journey. And with this, the divine brings you to the journey. The divine leads you to the journey by listening to your spirit and your soul. But it's my personal journey. Personal. Not depending on it. Because when you're depending on other person, you're depending on the happiness of someone to bring it to you. What if they're not capable of loving themselves in the first place? How would they love you? They don't know what love is. But when you learn the self-love, the unconditional love, and you're ready to give because you're full, the universe knows, oh, aha, here's the green light. This person developed that within. He's ready. He's ready to bloom. He's ready to go into the next level, to the next stage. So that's all we have for you guys. All right. What else we had? I had the most beautiful time with you. Thank you, Erica. Yes, we had a great time with Erica here. We talk a lot. We're discussing a lot about the Twin Flames journey, and there's going to be more for us. We putting things together, but we want to comes in as surprises. But talking about it, I want to admire Erica. I want to recognize her because she understands the value of taking actions. Taking actions. She's a brave soul who comes in and see us here. And Spain. And Erica, personally, I want to say thank you. Much love to you.
Okay.
All right, that was it, I guess.
Thanks,
All right, guys.
Thanks for your questions.
Thank you for the questions, and you guys know we love pets. All right,
See you next time.
see you next time. Thank you.